Hey guys, this is Sam from Rennline. Today we're going to be installing carbon fiber trim in the dash of this 95B Macan. So let's get started. I like to start in the center here. We're going to start with this smaller vent. You need either a Porsche specific tool or a large pick like this. You're basically going to go in behind the vent, hook it and pull out. You want to be careful not to mess with any of the fins in the vent because it's really hard to get them all back together. So let's fish in our tool. Once you have it in the right place, pointing up into the corner, give it a nice pull and it should pop the vent out. If you don't pull the vent out far enough, just go back in with the tool and give it another pull. Once it's loose on the top, then you should be able to pull it out the rest of the way. You can also reposition the tool if it's getting hung up in other places and pull it. Once you get it out far enough, you can stick your fingers in behind, use a trim tool, and it should come out the rest of the way. Or just use your fingers. Oh my God. There we go. To undo the clip, you have to push down with a pick and then pull out. After you get the vent out of the dash, we're going to remove the 3 torque screws that hold the vent to the trim and unscrew them. Then we're going to pop the trim off the vent and set the old trim aside. Now we're going to do it all in reverse with our new carbon Rennline piece. So feed the wire through, feed the vent through, and snap it together. The next step is to reinstall the 3 screws that hold the vent to the trim. The first step of reassembly is to reconnect the wires. They only go together one way, line them up, push the plug back in, and then we're going to feed it all back into the dash. Line everything up and then push in all the way around with your fingers. Now that the first trim piece is in place, we're going to move to the vent on the driver's side. So it's the same process. We're going to pull it out with the pick, take the vent out, and replace the trim with the carbon trim. Now that you have the vent installed in the trim piece, you can reconnect the wire and just push it back into place. Now for the final piece, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to start with the pick. We're going to go in, pull this side out, and then we're going to pull out the other side. Oh my God. We're going to undo both wires and then take out both vents. After the wires are released, do the 3 torques on each vent, and then we're going to swap the vents into the new piece of trim. Now that I have all 6 screws released, I'm going to drop the vents out of the bottom of the trim and set this trim aside. Now that you have your 2 vents free, we're going to reinstall them into the carbon trim. So grab your trim and your first vent, make sure the wire goes through, line it up, and press it into place. Do the same with the outer vent. Line it up and press it into place. Then moving to the back, we're going to reinstall our 6 Torx screws. Before we install it in the car is to reconnect all the wires and then push it into the car. There we go. Great. And there you have it, a full dash trim kit in carbon for your Macan. If you like this part and you want to see more, go to Rennline.com.